Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is a comparison between Redmi Note 5 Pro and the Honor 7X. Redmi Note 5 Pro is sold online exclusively on Flipkart and mi.com and offline in Mi Homes in two variants. Base variant starts at 14,000 rupees for 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and the next variant is priced at 17,000 rupees for 6GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. It is available in 4 colors: black, gold, rose gold and lake blue. And if you want my suggestion, go with the black one. Honor 7X is also sold exclusively online on Flipkart and Honor Store in two variants. Base variant starts at 13,000 rupees for 4GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, and the next variant is priced at 15,000 rupees for 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. It's available in 3 colors: blue, gold and black. And if you want my suggestion, go with the blue or the black one. Both phones come with a very different build but a similar design. On the front, both come with a 2.5D curved glass, so the display surface feels very smooth. On the back, Honor 7X comes with a complete unibody metal design with a flat back, dual camera setup and a fingerprint scanner. Redmi Note 5 Pro comes with the same old boring design and build with a metal back and plastic strips at the top and bottom for antennas. It also has a dual camera setup on the rear with a fingerprint scanner. Note 5 Pro weighs 181 grams and has a thickness of 8.05 mm. Honor 7X weighs 165 grams and has a thickness of 7.6 mm. So when we hold both phones in the hand, Honor 7X feels lighter and much sleeker than the Note 5 Pro. So in the department of looks and premiumness, Honor 7X is definitely much better than Redmi Note 5 Pro. Now with that said, design and build are always subjective. You can pick the best one based on your preference. Both phones pack all the basic sensors, including gyroscope, compass, FM radio, LED notification light, and a fingerprint scanner on the back. But Redmi also comes with an infrared blaster to control your TV, AC or anything that has an infrared remote, and Bluetooth 5.0. Now coming to the fingerprint scanner on both the phones are super fast and very accurate. But on the 7X, we have some fingerprint gestures where we can take pictures, pull down the notification bar, answer calls, stop alarms, and do a lot more stuff with just the fingerprint scanner. On Redmi, we can just take pictures with the fingerprint scanner. As of now, Redmi Note 5 Pro also features face unlock, where we can unlock your phone just with our face, just like the OnePlus 5T or the iPhone 10. Now it's a super fancy feature and it does work very well in good lighting conditions, but in low lighting conditions it is kinda slow and sometimes doesn't work altogether. Honor 7X doesn't have this feature right now, but we'll get it in April. So in the hardware department, both phones are equally matched with their own perks. Both phones have support for SD card slot but with a hybrid SIM card slot, so you can't use two SIMs and SD card all at once. I've used Vodafone and Jio at the same time on both phones and I didn't face any issues with call quality or signal reception. Redmi Note 5 Pro sports a 5.99-inch IPS display with Full HD Plus resolution in the new 18:9 aspect ratio with rounded corners, and it's protected by a 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass. Honor 7X sports a 5.93-inch IPS display with Full HD Plus resolution in the same 18:9 aspect ratio with sharp edges and a 2.5D curved glass for protection. Individually, both the displays are pretty good, but when it comes to vibrance, deeper blacks, Redmi Note 5 Pro is better. Even in terms of sunlight legibility, display on Redmi is slightly better than Honor 7X. While watching videos, colors on 7X look more saturated, while on Redmi, you get more accurate colors with deeper blacks. So display on Redmi is bigger and better. And it even has a nice software feature where we can hide the navigation bar automatically, and it gives us a much more immersive experience. So because of the software feature and the entire display itself, I'll pick Redmi Note 5 Pro as the winner in the display department. As I've said earlier, displays on both phones are pretty good, so display shouldn't be a deciding factor between both phones. Now coming to the camera department, on the rear, Redmi Note 5 Pro sports a dual camera setup with a 12 megapixel primary camera with Sony IMX486 sensor with f2.2 aperture. That's followed by a 5 megapixel secondary camera from Samsung with f2.0 aperture, which is just used for depth sensing. Honor 7X also comes with a dual camera setup with a 16 megapixel primary camera and a 2 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing. On the front, Redmi sports a 20 megapixel camera with Sony IMX376 sensor with f2.2 aperture. Honor 7X sports a single 8 megapixel camera. I'll be posting a dedicated camera review between these two phones. I'll leave a link for that video in the description. So for this video, here's the gist. Rear cameras are definitely better on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. You get noticeably better pictures from Redmi. On 7X, images are overexposed with warm colors. Even the rear camera portrait shots look much better on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Now coming to selfies, Note 5 Pro has a good camera in terms of hardware, but the software optimization isn't good enough. So selfies look overexposed and exposure control is pretty bad. While on Honor 7X, selfies look pretty good, at least when we compare it to Redmi. Even the portrait selfies look much cleaner, sharper with better colors on the Honor 7X. Now coming to video recording, for rear camera video, Redmi Note 5 Pro is the winner as it has electronic image stabilization and its footage is much more usable than the shaky footage from the Honor 7X. Now coming to the front camera video recording, once again Honor 7X footage is much better and it has better exposure control. When there is a bright source in the background, subject in Redmi becomes completely dark, while on 7X, exposure shift is pretty good. So if selfies are your priority, Honor 7X is the winner, and if rear camera is your priority with better video recording, then Redmi Note 5 Pro is the winner in the camera department. Redmi Note 5 Pro sports a Snapdragon 636 processor with 8 custom Cryo cores and Adreno 509 GPU. Honor 7X sports a Kirin 659 processor with Mali T830 MP2 GPU. For this comparison, I'm just going to consider the 4GB RAM variant of the Note 5 Pro. These are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. Now coming to actual day-to-day performance, Redmi Note 5 Pro is faster than the Honor 7X, at least by few milliseconds. You can check out those results in my speed test. Right now, Note 5 Pro is not very well optimized, so with few more updates, it should perform much better than Honor 7X. Now coming to memory management, it's equally good on both the phones, but make sure you disable memory optimization and MIUI optimization on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Now coming to gaming, you can play most of the high-end games without any issues on the Honor 7X, but you get much better experience on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. Even in terms of heating issues, Note 5 Pro heats less than Honor 7X. Both phones are running a heavily skinned version of Android. Redmi is running MIUI 9.2 based on Android 7.1.2. Honor 7X is running EMUI 5.1 on top of Android 7.0. Honor 7X will receive the Android 8.0 Oreo update in April, and Redmi might receive the Oreo update maybe in 6 months. As both phones are running a heavily skinned version of Android, it really doesn't matter which version of OS they are running. Both phones offer a lot of cool software features like long screenshots, dual apps, reading mode and many more, but comparatively, all these software features are very well implemented on the Redmi Note 5 Pro. So in the software department, I'll pick Redmi Note 5 Pro as the winner. But you can pick the winner based on your preference. You can check out my videos on best features of Honor 7X and the Redmi Note 5 Pro and then decide which phone is right for you in the software department. By the way guys, when it comes to updates, Redmi Note 5 Pro will get consistent and regular updates for a long time than Honor 7X. So even in terms of updates and security patches, Redmi Note 5 Pro is better. Both phones come with an audio jack and a mono speaker at the bottom. When it comes to speaker loudness, both are equally loud, but the Honor 7X sounds better. Now coming to the audio experience on the headset, both are equally matched, but Honor 7X comes with Hisense sound enhancement and offers us some features like 3D sound, which Redmi doesn't. So in the audio department, Honor 7X is better, but not by a huge difference. Redmi Note 5 Pro packs a 4000 mAh battery and comes with a normal 10W power adapter. It can be charged completely in around 2 hours and you get around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time. Honor 7X comes with a 3300 mAh battery with a normal 10W power adapter. It can be charged completely in around 1.5 hours and you get around 4 to 5 hours of screen on time. So in the battery department, Redmi Note 5 Pro is the winner. So guys, to conclude, for just a difference of 1000 rupees on the Redmi Note 5 Pro, you get a better display, better rear camera along with electronic image stabilization, way better performance, bigger and better battery life, lot of cool software features, and most importantly, you also get 64GB of storage. Honor 7X is also a pretty good phone with a premium metal build. Selfies and portrait selfies look better than the Note 5 Pro. In other aspects like the display, software, battery, It is good, but not as good as the Note 5 Pro. So if availability is not an issue, Redmi Note 5 Pro is definitely better than Honor 7X. As you might know, right now it's very hard to get the Redmi Note 5 Pro as it is on weekly flash sales and the stock is very limited. And if you want my suggestion, out of these two phones, I'll suggest you to wait for a week or more and get the Redmi Note 5 Pro instead of the Honor 7X. I think it is definitely worth the wait and it's worth the money. So guys, out of these two phones, which phone do you think is better? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you are planning to buy either of these phones, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to see more cool videos on tech. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.